to Banish, Social Media Overwhelm. And so here are my key tips to creating a simple system that are going to help you to keep focused and to build your business and to spend less time on social media, because it's something that I have found in my business over the last few months. I find terribly overwhelming. I want to be everywhere at once. I want to be doing everything. I want to be posting everywhere. I want to be having a consistent strategy. So I'm doing my emails, I'm doing my LinkedIn posts, I'm doing my Instagram posts, I'm doing my Facebook posts. I want to be everywhere, and I end up just finding that I feel like I'm doing a bad job of being everywhere at once. So here are the key tips for me as well as for you. So hopefully this is what I've come up with, and this is the strategy that I've been using over the last couple of weeks, and it's really working for me. So fingers crossed it's going to help you. So I've got 3 key points. So the first one, of course, is to focus on the platform that you think is the best place to create that key content. So it could be making sure that you're focusing on your emails. It could be making sure that you're focusing on going live on your Facebook page. It could be that you want to focus on your Instagram feed. Wherever you think you get the most return on your efforts, that's where we're going to focus. So if that's your email and you've got a nice list, or if it's your blog, or if it's your Facebook page, what you're going to do is you're going to create the content for that one place and focus on that. So once you've created that content, so for me, my new focus is to focus on my Facebook lives, because I really love doing these lives. I really love to do videos. I love to share how it is with people, because I think you get much more benefit from actually seeing me talk about it and than you would if I was just doing a boring or blog post. So I focus on doing my live. Then we're going to repurpose that. So once you've got your content idea, then you're going to work out, well, how can I send that to my email list? How can I post that to my Facebook page? How can I post that to my blog? Or how can I put it on Instagram, or wherever the next steps are? So we're limiting the content. So that's my key number 2. Yeah. So we've got the focus on the platform, the main platform, and then limit the content creation. So you're not having to post something new on every single platform. Now it might feel a little bit repetitive, and you might think, well, I'm posting the same thing out to people on the emails, I'm posting it out to Facebook, but the chances of everybody seeing that is quite limited. It's very unlikely that everybody's going to see everything that you post. So don't worry too much about that. Just get it out there, but we're going to make it a little bit different for each platform. So once you've got your content, so you could have your email that you've written out, you could copy, and you could split it up into the next couple of days posts. You could share a little bit on your Instagram, you share a little bit on your Facebook page, you could split it out, you could make it into a tweetable that you could just share to your Twitter account, but you're going to use that same content but in various different ways. So another suggestion that I like to do is, when I've created that content, I'm going to think of a question that the content is the answer for. So like, this is going to be some content, I'm creating it. So I could say, do you ever feel totally overwhelmed in your business and doing your social media? And then anybody that comes back to it with an answer to that with a yes, I can then give them a link to this video that's going to help them. So that's a good way of using it in that sense, where you're getting the engagement because you're asking the questions. So the other way you can use it is you can create some graphics and do some nice square posts, but again, still based on the content that you've created. So like tonight, I could do a nice how to banish social media overwhelm post for Instagram. But again, I can share on my Instagram feed. I could put it into a story and share a snippet on my story, which would also work really well. Another thing that I've been testing out is an app called Headliner, which is actually on the desktop. So Headliner app, you can put in part of the video, you can crop it into story size, it can come up with all the wavy lines across it, and I can make a little bit of a snippet that again I can share on the Instagram or on my Facebook story. So there is ways to use that one piece of content that you've created and repurpose it in as many different ways, and then again add it to a list to come back to another time and share it again in the future, so it can stay as a little bit of evergreen content. And then the last thing is to get a plan and a system. So this is tip number 3, is to get your plan, your system and your workflow set up so that you've got it easy what you want to do with each piece of content, how you want to do it, how you're going to work through step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and that's going to help you to create some rhythm. And same as in when you're riding a horse, you need your rhythm. It's your first scale of training, and that is a blog post that's actually coming very soon. Is my scales of training for marketing for equestrian businesses, because I thought that would be quite some fun. But that's another topic of conversation altogether. But yeah, we want to get some rhythm in the way that we're posting, because again, we know once we start to do things repetitively and we get into a flow, we're going to be much quicker. We're going to spend a lot less time doing our social media posts and our social media planning, and then we're not going to feel so overwhelmed by it. So I'm going to do a quick screen share for a second, because I want to show you something that I've set up, which is going to help me with my social media planning, and it might give you an idea on how to do this for the planning. So first of all, I've got the content calendar, which if you haven't heard of the content calendar, which most of you have, and some people who have already purchased it, is basically it's a calendar of dates for the next 12 months. And I've got in your equestrian dates, I've got equestrian events, I've got awareness days, special weeks, what else am I putting in there? Times when we should be doing some extra sort of marketing for Valentine's Day or whatever, and lots of things that I think would be valuable and beneficial to equestrian businesses. So that's my content calendar, which I've created. So we've got that as the step 1. So that's kind of like to help you plan. And then once we've got the content calendar, I'm just going to see if it lets me share my screen now. It did earlier, but I'm going to show you how I've got things set up in Asana. So I've got my editorial calendar, as you can see here. So this is where I'm posting things that I want to come up, and this just comes up as a task list. So in Asana, if you've ever used it, you can either have task lists or you can do them as boards, and I've got my editorial and my content set up slightly different. So the editorial is a list, and then my content planner is a board. And so I tend to have a quick look at my list. You can see that I'm trying to work through different things. I give myself reminders. I've also got some reminders for some consistent content, like what I do on each day, like Marketing Monday is today, Tip Tuesday, and how then I plan to repurpose that content as a reminder. And then I've got some templates. So that helps me to make my posts quicker, because I've got them ready. So if I come into like tonight's task, which is the tips for social media overwhelm, and just give you a little tour around. So I've bullet pointed my list here as to what I thought would do well. So we've got topic, we've got the points, point 1, point 2, point 3, and I work through it that way. And that gives me a little bit of a guide on that. And I think I also put the picture there because that helps me to know what I've posted. So then if I go to the calendar view, you can see what I've got scheduled out for this week. And I've got, like blog posts went out today, Marketing Monday today, and then I've got Tip Tuesday, and when I'm putting the blog posts out, and I've also got a stocking fillers feature. So I'm doing, which you might have seen me post in the group and elsewhere about some things for this blog post. So again, I've put that in to be scheduled in my editorial calendar. Then I've got my content and post planner. So yeah, again, you can see here like what I've posted and things that I've planned. See, I haven't done much this week. I spent most of my time planning the content calendar for everybody else and I haven't done my own, but I will do. So these are the posts that I've created that have gone out today. So I did this is Marketing Monday again. Now they're tagged because I've got them here in Content Post Planner, and I've also got them in editorial. So it's in both So it's the same task, but it's on both of my the projects. So I don't have to keep duplicating. I can add it to both. And then I've got like my Instagram post. So I've got what I posted in Instagram here, and then I've got the picture because I like to see it. So that's how it looks on the calendar, and then the board looks very much like this. So yeah, so I've got some rules that I use, and I have out, and here I've got some templates. And again, I'll show you the Instagram template. So I've got something briefly set up there, and all I do is I tend to duplicate this task. So duplicate task, and then I can post into it and put on a due date so it gets scheduled out, so I know when I want it scheduled, and I can then see it in the calendar view, which helps me out. I've also got some questions that I like to ask before I put the post out to make sure it's actually a post that's worth my time, which reminds me about, yes, what's the goal, what categories does it fall under, do I have time to put intentional hashtags on there. And then in the hashtags, which is here, if you click here, I've pre-set up my hashtags. So this saves me a bit of time as well, because each one of these like sections, I've done 10, so I can pick 10 off that one, 10 off that one, 10 off that one, and that makes them a little bit more easier to do for me anyway. I don't know if that worked for you. And then yeah, you just tick off these tasks as you go, and that's how I've set up the templates. Yeah, and so things that I want to promote, and like my ebook, when I want to promote my ebook, I can then once I've got my main bits scheduled, so like these are what I want scheduled. So I've got my blog post, I need to do some content on that. I'm going to do some content on today's Marketing Monday, so that's also flagged up into do's, because it's content I've already prepared and I want to repurpose rather than keep doing it. And then this is a post for tomorrow, and then these are my posted ones. As you can see, I've got several here that I've already posted, and then if I think they're really good that I want to repurpose, I'm just going to drag them over into my backlog for some ideas. So I hope that's been useful. So I hope you found this useful, and you've got a few tips and a few ideas. So if for any reason you'd like to reconnect with me or find out some more about how to do this for you and for your business, and to perhaps work with me to find some specific ideas, what I do is I can help you with some coaching, I can help you with some content, some strategy, and you can book a free discovery call. Just check out Work With Me on my website and you can find out more information. If you'd like to buy the content calendar for 2019 to make sure that your business is totally there and ready, that is also available on my website. And that's just £12.50 until the 1st of December, after which it is going up to £25. So make sure you get the early bird. And of course, there is my 40 ways to market your equestrian business, which is my free ebook. Again, also available to download from the Equestrian Business Assistant. So I'll put the link in the comments below, and make sure that we connect. Thanks for watching.